In my opinion, the 2014 Tudor Heritage Ranger release is the better watch overall versus the Tudor Ranger 2022 release. And here's why. And here you are. Tudor 2014 Heritage Ranger release and the 2022 Tudor Ranger, sorry, not Heritage. There you go. Two watches from the outside in. Nice epoxy covered, a little bit more substantial watch box versus the Ranger release of 2022. I don't have a hang tag for my 2014. The 2022 I have here, it was purchased to sell. So yeah, it's coming in and it's going to be a catch and release for someone else's enjoyment. So here we go. And the 2014 has the ETA movement ETA. The 2022 has the in-house movement. 41 millimeter, 39 millimeter. Bracelets. The better bracelet is on the 2022. And why do I say that? I say that because it has the integrated sort of molded lugs and links versus the straight end links of the 2014. And then the bracelets clasp. So the clasp has no quick adjust, it only has micro adjust. Whereas the 2022 release has a quick release on the fly, quick adjustment, micro adjustment right here. And see it underneath there. So you just have to pull that way and it slides into position. There you go. And again, I'm going to pull this way on the bracelet and it'll release from the teeth inside right there and it'll just slide. This 2022 bracelet on the 2014 watch, boy oh boy oh boy, that would have been my choice. But quite noticeable difference in size between the 39 and the 41 diameters. Let's get them side by side here. Let's get them on the same plane, sort of. So there you have it. Pretty much identical design overall, except for a few dimensions. In the dials, the 2014 has the rose below the 12. The 22 has the shield. There you go. I gotta block that light a little bit. You can see me in the background here. So the 2022, a little bit more sterile than the 2014. I'm a bigger fan of the 2014. There's a little bit more there to it. I mean, the fonts are virtually identical. The markers identical. It's all printed, nothing applied. I think that the 2022 has a better loom than the 2014 version, the Heritage. And so yeah, if I was talking model numbers, we've got the 79910 in the 2014 and the, let's double check it, yes, 79950 in the 2022. Pull them right here. So if we talk about it again, housed inside them for the movements, the 2014 Heritage 79910 has the ETA 2824, while the 2022 79950 model has the in-house manufactured movement from Tudor. It really does, in my opinion, come down to your own personal opinion of tastes. Both watches And so the handset, virtually identical except for the seconds hand. I do prefer the entirely red seconds hand of the 79910. There you go. Versus the 2022 release only has the red tip of the seconds hand. Both bracelets taper for an ultra comfortable fit. And the two models or examples I have here are running great. I have not had them on a time grapher of any type, but again, no issues noted in their operation. And both wear it very comfortably. I just do lean towards a 41mm on a 7.5-inch wrist like mine. Both of them crowns have the Tudor rose. There you go. Both have that Tudor rose emblem on the crown. And both of them sport the boxed sapphire crystal. And here you have the 41 on my 7.5-inch wrist. Very comfortable. There you go. And the 39. I do find the 39 to be too small for my liking, but again, it is a very popular size these days. There does seem to be a trend again towards the smaller diameter watches, so this will fit quite well. Very popular again on that 39mm. I don't have it sized for my wrist right now, so there you are. Yeah, there you go. A little bit of dirt where I'm moving them around. Now, one thing I was a touch disappointed in was the loom. The loom on my Heritage 79910 is fairly weak. It's decent at first light, and then as the light goes out, it fades pretty quick, whereas the 79950 does appear to have a stronger and longer lasting loom. So if you're interested in loom and you have an option for one of these, you might, if you're really a stickler for loom, 79950. If you're not such a stickler for loom, there you go. Both sport a screw down crown and decent water resistance. That pretty much atypical standard, almost sterile case back with your serial number there on the lugs. Again, the same here in the 2014 case back is pretty sterile. Tudor Genève, Suisse, and the Shield logo. Tudor does a wonderful job with their clasps versus my sort of exposure and experience to Seikos and sub $1,000 pieces, which have been the typical sort of area that I run around in. The sub $1,000 category is typically my playground. This year there's been a couple of occasions that has allowed me to sort of push the boundaries and the budgets. Just trying to close up the 2022 version. So, you know, overall, we are critiquing hard both of these watches. I think anybody would certainly be happy to have in their collection. Let's not mince words. It is purely opinion. No quality issues were noted with either piece during the time that I've had them. So, both have the screw down crown. Great contrast legibility. Let me turn that a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, it's a Tudor watch. If you are in the market at the $3,000 to $4,000 Canadian range, you should have no problem picking up one of these and adding them to your collection. If you don't mind a few scuffs, you should be able to get it low threes, high 2000s, and even more. Buyer beware. I did notice this week on the Canadian Kijiji a $150 Tudor Heritage Ranger knockoff for sale. So I think this particular Tudor line will suffer from that, given its fairly basic design. Satin finishes, brushed finishes, a fairly sterile looking dial, sterile case back, and an easily homaged bracelet style. Both are in 316L stainless steel. So buyer beware, buy the seller, sorry. If you can get it at all, get your warranty card, booklets, full kit, and make sure that you know the seller and they come with a few references. All right, thanks a lot. Tudor Heritage Ranger 79910 on the left, and the Tudor Ranger 79950 2022 release. A little comparison for you today of the two. Have a good one.